going to dive deep into one of India's most terrifying and shocking rape cases caught on camera and see what we can learn from it. This particular case sent shockwaves across the nation, with many calling it one of the most heinous crimes in recent memory. The fact that it was caught on camera only added to the public's outrage and horror. India has long struggled with the issue of sexual violence, with crimes against women and children often going unreported or unpunished. The statistics are staggering. A woman is raped every 20 minutes in India, and in many cases, the perpetrators are never brought to justice. The problem is further complicated by a lack of education, cultural attitudes that blame the victim, and a justice system that often fails to provide adequate protection. The trauma faced by victims of sexual violence is often compounded by the social stigma they face, which can lead to survivors being ostracized by their families and communities. This makes it even more difficult for them to seek justice, as they are often left feeling isolated and alone. The Indian government has taken some steps to address the issue, including strengthening laws and increasing punishments for offenders, but much more needs to be done to create a society that truly supports and protects its women. In many cases, the police and judiciary are complicit in perpetuating the cycle of violence, often through their inaction or biased attitudes. This can lead to a sense of impunity among perpetrators, who believe they can commit such crimes without facing any consequences. It's a vicious cycle that needs to be broken if India is to make any progress in reducing sexual violence. The case we're looking at today is a stark reminder of the dangers faced by women in India every day. It's a case that shocked the nation and raised important questions about the safety of women in public spaces. The events leading up to the incident were marked by a sense of normalcy. The victim was a young woman going about her daily routine, but in a matter of minutes, her life was turned upside down. The attack was brutal and relentless, with the perpetrators showing no mercy or remorse. The fact that it was caught on camera only adds to the horror of the crime. The immediate aftermath of the incident was chaotic, with the victim struggling to come to terms with what had happened to her. The response from the authorities was slow, and it took the intervention of local activists and media outlets to bring attention to the case. Even then, the victim faced numerous challenges in seeking justice, including intimidation and harassment from the perpetrators and their families. The moment the video surfaced, it sent shockwaves across the nation. People were outraged, and for once, the issue of sexual violence was thrust into the national spotlight. The public's reaction was intense, with many calling for stricter punishments and greater accountability from the authorities. It was a moment of reckoning for India, and one that forced the nation to confront the harsh reality of sexual violence. The video also highlighted the importance of technology in bringing perpetrators to justice. In this case, the footage provided crucial evidence that helped identify the attackers and ensure they were brought to trial. It's a reminder that technology can be a powerful tool in the fight against sexual violence. The case has had a lasting impact on Indian society, with many calling for greater awareness and education around sexual violence. It's also led to increased activism, with many organizations and individuals working to create a society that is more supportive and protective of its women. In conclusion, this case is a stark reminder of the dangers faced by women in India every day. It's a case that has sparked outrage and horror, but also a sense of determination to create a better society. We must learn from this case and continue to fight for a society that is free from sexual violence. Thanks for watching, and if you have any thoughts on this case or the issue of sexual violence, please share them in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about this topic, be sure to check out our other video on the importance of consent.